billing rate and pay rate. Now usually when you're creating your items in the service items master, you normally leave the billing rate and pay rate at 0. Because when you create each individual billing rate after this, each billing rate will automatically inherit every single one of these service items in the service items master, and it automatically copies the charges. So for most of your billing, a lot of your items, you're going to have different rates because you bill at different amounts per your items. So that's why you would leave it at 0, because when you create your billing rates, you're going to have to open up each item anyways to put in the proper billing amount. If you have an item that is billed at the same rate or paid at the same rate across the board, doesn't matter how, when, why, where, then it's okay to specify an amount. Because again, remember, since each billing rate or pay rate will automatically inherit what you set up here, then that figure will automatically be set for all of your billing rates. It's okay to set it if you bill it the same amount or pay it at the same amount across the board. Otherwise, if it varies, go ahead and leave it at 0, because when you create your billing rates, you're going to have to set it anyways. Let's talk some of these check boxes down here. The first two, bill rush applicable and pay rush applicable. Those two have to do with having a miscellaneous charge applicable for your rush percentage markup or your flat rate markup, depending on how you actually assess your rush fees. Okay. Now, normally, most court reporting agencies out there, they only charge the up percentage or the rush amount on the original and copies. So if you're like the majority of our clients and you only have the old one and the copies applicable for the rush, then you can usually ignore these two boxes. We only put them here just in case you do have miscellaneous charges that are applicable for the rush. If you bill for any sales tax, there's your sales taxable box. So you in RB, you choose which items are taxable, because you may not bill for sales tax for every single item. So you choose when setting up the item which items are taxable. If you don't bill for any tax, ignore those two checkboxes. Okay, the next bill, discountable. Again, in RB, you have the ability to give a client a discount on their invoices. Now, what RB gives them a discount on is totally decided by you. So again, when you're setting up your billable services in RB, you check this discountable box if this item will be one of the items that will be discounted for one of your clients. RB doesn't automatically give them a discount on the all-in-one and the copy and maybe the appearance fee. You actually tell the system which items are discountable. The discount that it actually gives the client is all set up in the firm. So you actually put the percentage of discount in that firm setup. So even if you mark an item discountable, and let's say a firm has a discount percentage of 0, well, see, it's okay, because RB is not going to calculate any kind of discount with a 0% discount set up in the firm. Okay, the next two checkboxes, client of commissionable and sales rep commissionable. These have to do with specific commissions for persons that bring in clients to you. Client of commissions refer to extra commissions for reporters that bring in clients. Sales rep commissions, account executives that bring in clients, and they can receive commission. So again, if you have reporters that bring in clients, or you have account executives that go out into the field and bring in clients, and you give them commission on the revenue generated from their clients' depots, then again, you decide at a per item level which items are commissionable by checking these two boxes or either one, depending on what kind of commissions you give, whether you have reporters that bring in clients or sales reps. Show text on invoices, show amount on invoices. These have to do with a specific invoice printing. Now, in each firm setup, you can mark a firm, always print detail on invoices. That will automatically print every single item by default for that particular firm. Now, if you don't want to be that way and you leave it unchecked in the firm setup, you have the ability in the service items master to manage on an item by item level which items you want to show up or to display on the actual invoice. So if you click show text on invoices, it'll actually show the service item name. If you click show amount on invoices, it'll display the billing amount. So you can do that on an item by item level as well. Show on online orders, RB Web, show and turn in RB Web. These are only applicable if you do have RB Web. Show on online orders, what that means is is that when a client is scheduling jobs, they can request this specific item. So they'll have a services requested section where they can tell you ahead of time what services are required for the job. You decide out of all of your billable services what you want your clients to be able to tell you that they're requesting. Because you may have some things like appearance fees, delivery items. Of course, those aren't going to display because your client doesn't need to request, a full day per diem or hourly appearance fee. Show and turn in RB Web has to do with the reporter side. So again, after a depot takes place, the reporter's ready to turn in their job. What they do is they can actually go through the turn-in process. They can create the orders, and they can tell you what each client is ordering. The items that they can add to the orders through RB Web are all decided by this specific checkbox. So whatever you show and turn in RB Web, your reporters will be allowed to choose that item. Things like your delivery item. Again, you would not display those because reporters are not choosing those. You're only going to use this in the future if you're not using that item anymore. The last checkbox is show on production sheets. Okay, so in RB, there's a report you can actually run after the turn-in is done that shows who's ordering and what exactly they ordered. So production knows what exactly to produce. So whatever items you do check, these items will show up on that production sheet when ordered. Think about it in terms of things that physically need to be produced, things that production actually needs to do. So something, again, like an appearance fee would not be checked to show on production sheets because, again, production doesn't have to do anything with an appearance fee. So physical items that need to be produced, even your delivery items, because production will have to create a delivery slip. All right, so after you create an item, save and close. So as you can see, ASCII-Disc is now created, and it automatically groups it in the same subgroup. So again, another purpose of having that subgroup is so every single like item is grouped by the subgroup so you can see them together. So that is the service items master.